daily what we do in the real time, in the real time. So in the real time, so what we do as a HANA administration, the important point here. So this kind of things we do actually every day, and some of the interviewer also will expect this kind of things from our side here. So daily tasks, daily HANA admin tasks here, right? So must we know, so what are those things means? So system health checks. So this is the every day we have to check the system health checks like CPU, memory, disk, and any open alerts, all those things here. So we can check the HANA cockpit or HANA studio. There we can check the system overview or top command, free-g command or df-h command for the disk storage alerts, all those things we can check it out here. And also we need to also check the memory usage, like resident memory, physical memory, what is the used. So this one we can check it out here, either HANA Studio or Cockpit. You will check it out here. The main important thing is the backup status here. This is very important for the organization, right? The last backup and transactional log backups and everything. This is very important factor. So why? Because if the transactional logs backup, sometimes what happens, so if you don't monitor for 1 week, so unfortunately, the transactional log backup is not running. Your file system will get full. Then you may come up the situation, Anna log is full situation and everything, right? So this is very important. Backup logs and the last backup and logs are running or not. Logs are logs, right? And also the file system usage. File system usage. This is also one of the checkpoint. So where /ana data /ana log USR SAP usage, we need to check it out how the usage of this file systems and everything. And also, so you need to check the in the trace directory and dumps, cleanups, any cleanups is required or not. Sometimes what happens in the trace directory, CD trace directory, so sometimes the memory dump will be created in the 4 GB, 3 GB, the out of memory dumps will be created. So we need to remove the old logs to avoid the file system filling and everything, right? Otherwise, you can also take a one activity, monthly activity to clean up the this one. Otherwise, if you create the HANA cleaner or some housekeeping tasks, so then you can remove it monthly once and everything. And one more important thing is here, the HA monitoring, HA monitoring part here, right? HSR, HA replication active or in sync, all those things we need to check it out. And also in the HANA, we need to check the all the services like index server, name servers, all the services are status when it is the last restart, what is the memory usage. So if you type the HDB info, you will get the all the information here. These are the daily tasks which we have to perform it here. It's a very important task here. Backups, ANA, file systems, memory. So each area we need to cross check it out here, right? So then, so here main important thing is memory. Very important thing is the HANA physical memory, total RAM memory here, right? What is the total RAM memory, right? Physical memory here. So that physical memory related using the free-g, we need to find out the what is the physical memory, used memory, and also you need to check the HANA used memory. What is the HANA used memory? You need to compare it, and also the resident memory also you need to check it out, and also the shared memory also you need to check it out here. OS shared for all the services. Resident memory is actual memory occupied in the RAM. So actual memory occupied, right? And also, so then HANA used memory. Where to check? In the HANA Studio overview screen or HANA cockpit, we can find out the usage here. So why? Because HANA memory grows and does not release the memory back to the OS automatically. This is the normal, not a problem. This is the normal. That's why we need to always monitor the memory things and everything here, right? And also the file systems, the guidelines for the file systems /ana data 3 into RAM size, right? Slash and log 1/2 RAM size, right? And also we need to slash and shade 1 into RAM size, USRSAP 50 GB, the recommended file system layout XFS. So in case of if you are facing some bottlenecks about the file systems, even though, then you need to check the what is how do you have done the sizing, right? So maybe long back they have done it with their recommendations. Now every time it will change it when we need to check all these things here, right? So what is the backup strategy you have? The successful, the very important for the real time, the backup strategy here, right? So this is also very important. And also you should understand when you join the organization, so this should be very important. What is your full backup strategy? What is the production and non-production? What is the backup type you have for the production? So, and non-production, is it a weekly or daily, or so what is that it is running? What is the daily it is running? Full delta backup or and log backup continuously it will run it. It will enable the point in time recovery. Backups are very important. That's why as part of the daily monitoring, you create a one checklist called the daily backup here, right? Then HANA HSR checks, right? HSR high availability, you must know what is the primary instance, what is the secondary instance, what are the replication modes and operational modes you enabled it here, how the data is syncing, is it a real-time data syncing, and so what is the failover mechanism we have, are you using any OS level tools? That things are very important here, right? That things are very important here. And also coming to the security aspect, security point of view, security, right? Security point of view. So users, so definitely use the roles. So don't directly assign the privileges, right? Use the roles to the assigning the, so disable the system user, that is the SAP recommended. Don't use the system user, create the individual accounts, assign the roles to the users here, right? That is the one of the, so don't use system user for daily usage or any purpose here, right? Only upgrades and everything here. That is the very important thing here, right? Security users creation, create the users, provide the required roles to that person, and enable the auditing for the, so you have to maintain the system securely and safely, and you have to enable the audit policies. All those things we have to review carefully, and only provide the roles to the users. Don't assign directly the privileges to the users, right? Roles, in that roles you need to assign the privileges, create the role whenever the person joins. So maintain the, so good strength means a very password length should be good here. So if you maintain the guessable passwords, so then it will be difficult for your organizations and everything here. Then so as part of the housekeeping, HANA housekeeping here, now housekeeping main important thing is here the clear the dump, avoid the file system and alerts. So regularly you need to, so clear the traces, right? Trace files and dumps, you can clear it out, right? And also you can clear the, so you can perform the compression mechanism here, compression checks, memory optimization, compression. So we have to perform it here, right? Compression mechanism. You can also so perform the compression. There is the compression commands, alter table. There are the compression mechanisms we have to execute it here, right? The compression commands, the commands you have to perform it here. That's a very important here, right? In HANA, so normally they will ask you what you do in the HANA databases as a daily basis. So monitor the system health, memory usage, backup, file system utilization, replications, HANA OS level commands execute, ensure the backups are continuously running, replication is in sync, disk usage remain consistent. So I perform the user and role administration, analyze the performance bottlenecks, right? Performance monitor. So maintain the HA system replication. So housekeeping task to avoid the file system memory overrun issues. So like that you need to, so tell one story to the interview purpose. You need to tell that this kind of stories you have to tell to them here, right? So the main important points here. So HANA licensing is very important stuff here. HANA licensing. So we have the licensing, right? HANA licensing. If you apply to the system database, automatically all the tenants will be applied. You don't need to specifically apply the tenant. So people will ask you like, okay, you apply to the system database, then will you apply the same to the tenant database also? No, if you apply to the system database, that is fine. Tenants also will get the tenants also will take the precedence over from the system DB. So you don't require. What are the types of licenses? Temporary, permanent, right? Temporary, 90 days only. Permanent, you have the two types again. So enforced, unenforced here, right? So predefined expiration date, you have to maintain the that one here, right? So HANA memory based upon the RAM size, right? You need to define the how quantity, how much RAM you want to use it, that much of licenses you need to purchase, and you need to import into the HANA Studio level here, right? That is the one of the important thing here, licensing part. And also the delta merge, people will ask you these questions, right? Why? Because these are the internal mechanisms. So what is mean by delta merge? Suppose if delta merge is not running, what will happen? If the delta merge is not running, what will happen? The delta merge is not running, whatever the committed changes will not be reflected into the database level. Right, table level, the committed changes will not be reflected. Sorry, he done the transaction, but still it's not. He moved the transport changes, but still it's not showing here, right? Why? Because the delta merge is not. You can run the delta merge manually for the table, or so you can allow the system to run it or sometime, right? There are the types smart merge, force merge, right? Critical merge, right? There are auto merge, right? Automatically it will happen. Application smart merge, manual merge, manual if you do it, manual merge. There are the merging types here. What is mean by save point? Why it is very important save point? Save point will all the committed changes will move to the data memory to data folder level automatically. So that is the one of the important factor. If these two are running from longer time, definitely there is a performance issues in the system, right? So we need to make sure this will run it. So safely this should run it here. Maximum during the backup time only, during the backup execution time only, this will take some time. During the backup time, if the transactions are more, so then what will happen? Delta merge also will execute. Why? Because backup during the backup creation, definitely backup will impact on the system performance, right? So then definitely, so delta merge also will take time. You will get the alert. So backup time, you can ignore it. All kind of performance issues, backup time, you can ignore it here, right? So then HANA stop and start procedures, right? Very important. HANA upgrade. So during the HANA upgrade time, when you're doing the HANA upgrade time, important point is the HANA release note review. That is the very important. So that there in the HANA release note, then you will come to know the what are the RPM packages we have to update or we have to install it, and what are the RPM packages, GCC libraries we have to install it. So then RPM packages, that is a very important. GCC, libatomic, libgcc. So that lib files are very important. Then OS version also is a matter for the HANA upgrade. OS version is a matter. So you need to review the release note, then you will come to know the what you have to do it and everything. These two are the very, very important. So HANA, before you do the HANA upgrade, take the snapshot backup, VM backup. So that is a very important here. So snapshot backup is very important here. VM backup is very important. Why? Because so HANA upgrade you are doing means HANA OS level binaries and everything you are taking. Sir, I have taken the so DB backup, only data backup I have taken. HANA upgrade failed middle. Then shall I do the restore? No, it's not possible. Once you HANA upgrade DB backup, there is no relation. Right? Why? Because the DB backup means only data backup you are taking, but you are doing the HANA upgrade on the operating system level, like which means OS level, all the binaries and everything is getting replaced. So in that case, if you do the HANA upgrade, so then something you need to restore it. Backup restore will not enough. Right? You need to do the snapshot backup, VM backup also you have to take it out here. This maybe you can approach your operating system team or who are having the cloud access and everything, they will take care of this part here, right? VM backups and everything. This is a very important thing. Okay. Sir, generally people will ask you so sir, what is the difference between the HANA 1.0 and the 2.0? Right? So 1.0 the support is ended, but still in the 2.0 there is a active version, maintenance version, there is a new SPS releases are releasing. 1.0 is the only single database container. 2.0 is the multi one system DB tenant DB concept. We can create the multiple tenants like that. We can so tell so some stories to them, right? So this is the innovation. 2.0 is the innovation. The focus is mainly for the innovation based. So and 1.0 there is no innovation. It's a mainly maintenance based. The SAP we have the key differences here, right? And also in the 1.0 metadata and there is a persistency layer is not separated. When it comes to the 2.0, the DB related metadata, the persistency format got separated in the HANA 1.0, 2.0. So what is the multi-tenant database MDC concept? One system DB, multiple tenant database inside of the same version. The difference between the system DB, tenant DB, right? What are the main process in the HANA core process? What is the replication? What are the replication modes? Right? Sync mode, sync mem, async, right? So how to check the replication status? You say in the monitoring, you said like we will monitor the HSR, then how to check the replication status? HANA Studio level landscape, you can check it out. Otherwise, OS level. So there is a HDB NS util commands. So then you can use it. You can check it out. Do you remember the? So then this is the SR state. If you use this command OS level with SID ADM, then you will come to know the replication status. Right? What is scale up? What is scale out? Oh, one more important thing is the scale up and scale out. So you need to understand clearly what is mean by scale up and scale out. Okay, scale up means increasing the hardware within the same system. We have to increase it. Just to same hardware, you are extending, you are increasing the memory. That is the increase in the memory and everything here. It's a cheaper. Why? Because same hardware you are increasing here. Scale out means instead of in the same hardware you are operating, you build the one more node, multiple nodes. It's expensive for the large clusters and everything. Why? Because one more motherboard, hardware, again, everything you need to purchase, you have to extend it, right? In that case, the scale out architecture is different. Scale up architecture is different, right? So that is the one of the important. What are the file systems for HANA? What is the preferred? Sometimes file systems means slash HANA data, that is fine. But sometimes they may ask you the, so what is the preferred file system type? File system type here. There the file system type XFS or so ext4, right? So XF file system type XFS is the so better performance than ext4. Okay, this is the file system type. What are the types of backups you have in the organization, your organization? So you need to prepare that one, right? So my backup strategy, production daily full backup and non-production systems weekly full backups. So right in daily, we in the non-production systems daily delta backups will run. So like that you need to tell, right? What are the replication modes you have in your organization? Right? So we have the so sync and log replay mechanisms. What is the DR, asynchronous and everything. So what is minimal difference between the sync mem? Sync is like a local, so file system level, it will be sync mem is like a memory level, it will be replicated. Then so main memory to disk as a save point will take care of that part. But during that time, so some system got crashed, you have the minimal data loss. But sync replication mode, there is no data loss. Asynchronous, there is a possibility of the loss. Why? Because DR site is far from the main site. So definitely there is a data loss here, right? So that is the types of backups. So what is difference between the full backup and the delta backup, right? So where can you check the backup information and everything? So there is a backup catalog in the HANA Studio level. Backup catalog, you can see the backup catalog. There you can see the HANA Studio level, all the information here. Okay, so that is the one. So what is mean by RTO, RPO? What is mean by RTO and RPO here? So people will ask you these questions. RPO. So RTO, recovery time objective. How long system can be done while doing the recovery? How long system can be down? Then RPO, recovery point in objective. How much data loss is acceptable? Not more than 15 minutes here. So RTO is or the 2 hours or 3 hours, you have to make it restore and system is up. So RPO is like how much data loss is acceptable here. Okay, these points. And also how to do the HANA DB restore here, right? HANA Studio, maybe cockpit, the SQL commands for the backup preference and everything. We can do that one here. So what is mean by log replay mechanism here? Logs will be replayed. Whatever the data log generated in the primary, same log will be replayed on the secondary system also. That is called the log replay mechanism. Log replay mechanism here. Okay, so that is the one of the important thing, log replay mechanism here, right? What is the delta data shipping here? The replication of changed data will be shipped to the main column stores to main storage here, right? So what are the key memory areas, right? So why? So one more important, maybe sometimes they may ask you like, why HANA does not release the memory to OS? Why HANA, all the data storing into the memory, right? In memory only. Why it's not release the memory to OS? Why? Because to reuse the memory for faster and by design like that only. All the data by design, you need to tell by design all the data will store into the RAM memory only. So if the data is in the RAM memory, it is a faster accessing purpose. We have the data is storing here, right? So then how to create the tenant, create database name, how to stop only the tenant database only that we know, alter system stop database data, right? So then, so some of the Linux commands may ask you sometimes, right? Housekeeping tasks, stop and start. What is mean by resident HDB LCM? Resident HDB LCM is like a resident HDB LCM is like a the built-in tool. It's a kind of a built-in tool for the install, update, remove the component, some kind of post activities here. So what is AFL in HANA? It's a application function library used for the predictive algorithms and everything. AFL. Do you have any add-ons in your HANA database? Yes. What is that? AFL and LC apps. So normally people will use these two things here. What is meant by AFL? Application function library. What is the use case? Predictive algorithms here. So do you have the SDA concepts? Do you have any SDA? What is mean by SDA? Smart data access here. So smartly we can access the remote system data without copying to our existing HANA system. Smartly you can access it here, right? So what is mean by SDAI? Smart data integration here. Some ETL tools, real-time replication, we have to use it here. This is outside of the HANA topic here. What is SLT? Right? So landscape transformation, real-time triggered based replication. This is the SLT server, separate server to HANA, right? And so what are the most memory parameters you changed in your organization, right? So we have checked about the global limitations, right? Statement memory limit. These are the very things here, right? What is delta merge? What is compression here? Compression will reduce the memory usage using the dictionary, run length, encoding. So there the compression methods are there. What is mean by EWA report, system health status and everything, right? That is the one thing here. So HANA, what is mean by check alerts side. So how you check the alerts and how you configure means in HANA Studio alerts configuration, there we can define the avatar receiver email ID. It defines here. So then, so memory, these and all the things normal only here, right? So, and one more, mm, one more thing, what we have. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, these questions maybe you may get frequently. HANA log become full, right? Sometimes HANA log become full. Why? Backups are not executed. HANA log become full, HANA will be down. So that's why daily monitoring activity, we need to first thing only we check it. HANA logs may full it out, right? So, right? So what exactly these logs? In HANA, these logs, these redo logs keep the track of the database changes, right? So these logs must be saved as a log backup to free the log value. Every time the log backup should run, right? If the log back fails, right, system cannot save the logs, then your log area become full. HANA freezes the system will hang. HANA freeze will. What will happen means HANA will hang. HANA will hang means HANA is freezing means application also will freeze, right? So then, so you can see the log segment is full, log volume is full. So that logs you can sell it, you can get from here, right? Why this happens? First of all, log backups are not running, scheduler stopping, destination maybe file system got full, so maybe backup got stuck, maybe some missing permissions are in long running transactions. It holds the undo logs and the logs cannot be cleared, so it's not deleted due to some issues, right? So then what you do here, first of all we need to check the log volume status at OS level. So status you need to check it out, right? The log volume status you need to check it out here. Log volume, the status you need to check it out here. The second one is the, so check any running and long running blocking transactions here, right? Is there any blocking transactions? Sometimes this blocking transactions will also cause it here, right? And also the backup status, most of the time backup is not running, that is the main thing here. And check the disk space we need to check it out here. So main blockers here, immediate fixes here, emergency mode. Then so free the log immediately, you need to so log segments we need to remove the, so we need to free the log segments quickly here. Immediate fix, why? Because system already freezed, system is already down. Then what is the immediate fix? You have to do that one here, right? Clear the space, check if any backup copied in the save to storage, any old backups are exist in the /HANA log directory, remove that logs here, /HANA log backup folder. If any old backups are there, remove it, right? Then trigger the log backup manually. That will fix it out sometimes. Okay, why? Because if you get this free space for the /HANA log, then immediately system will function. Sometimes we will store the some unnecessary log files and unnecessary data into this log files. So then we have to remove those and we have to move to the other folders also sometimes, right? Check the backup. In case of third-party tools, if the scheduler is off or not, we need to on it here. Check the if any long-running transaction logs, right? Kill the transactions and everything, right? In the performance tab, you will find out. So check if system is already frozen, system is in the recovery mode. So only if the outage is accepted, then stop the HANA database, then start the HANA database. In case of you got the permission to start and send, then run the emergency backup, immediately run the emergency backup here, right? So the preventive, what we can do to avoid this kind of situations means, so auto log backups every 15 minutes we have to run it. Backup retention period, monitor the /HANA log, right? Avoid the long running transactions like log retentions, HANA cockpit automatic configurations, right? So that's why log backups, right? So if the log full occurs, definitely HANA cannot save the logs due to disk backup failures and everything, storage full. The system ensures the write is suspended state. To fix the first, verify the backup rotation space, trigger log backup. So immediately we need to stop the long running, ensure the backup is running. These and all the things we need to fix it out here, right? So that is the main important thing here, right? So that is the log backup, why it will happen, what you have to check. If you perform this kind of daily activities, then you won't face this kind of stuff, right? So that is the main important thing here, right? So that is the one of the important thing here. Okay, and suppose like sir, file system is full, then I don't have the downtime, then how can I recover the system? Definitely downtime is accepted. So in the, so you should not delete any files under the /HANA log. Okay, it's very important. So you can move the, you can create a soft link using the ln-s. So then the target directory and source directory. Suppose like, so you need to check the where you have the free space temporary. Suppose like somewhere you have the free space, then create the free space to the somewhere you have the free space, then create the free space. So then create the folder then link your source file system /HANA log file system to the target, then start the HANA database template. Why? Because increasing the file system, it will take some time. Why? Because so approval, some procedures. In this case, you are already in the downtime. Then in this case, create the soft link to the available free directory, then start the HANA database here. That is what we have to do that one. This is one of the immediate solution. Creating a soft link to the available. First of all, we need to check the which file system you have the free space. Then create a soft link. Then this kind of activities we have to perform it here. Okay. So then HANA stop and start file systems and then what we left. HANA HSR backups, upgrades, installation, HDB LCM tools. So how many ways we can do the installation? HDB LCM command prompt level, GUI level, and web browser level. So what is the recommended command prompt level here? What is the tool HDB LCM tools? We have to use it here. Okay. So that is the one. Okay. So I think that's it. Many important thing. And I think we all covered. Any other questions, anyone? You have anything? HANA. Okay, HANA. So what is this? Do you have any 15, 16, 17, 18. So HANA is different, S4HANA is different, remember. So some people, so I got the some people they asked me, sir, what is HANA, what is S4HANA? So it's, both are different. Okay, HANA is the database and S4HANA is like a, so S4HANA is like, what is that S4HANA? Yes, can you hear me?
Suite of HANA applications.
This application, right? S4HANA.
Yes, S4HANA is the application. What is the latest version of the S4HANA? So what is the latest version of the S4HANA?
Latest version 2023.
FPS4, I guess.
So HANA version?
Now version 2.0 is
FPS4.
08.
08. What is the S4HANA version?
Function, sir.
Last month only SAP released it. In the month of October. So they have released the not more than 1 month also.
Okay.
Sorry?
FPS 04.
And SS 04. No.
2023 only, right? There, sir.
Yes, 23
Not
FPS
25.
04.
25.
Sorry,
25.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25.
Last
also.
month, in the month of October 25, they have released it. So up to
Okay.
date, everybody should get the up to date versions. Very important. Latest versions always you need to check. So always keep checking, browsing the service marketplace and everything. So why? Because you need to plan, you need to recommend. So sometime that's why. So this HANA SPS 08 maintenance term is the every 2 years. So earlier we have only year once, last year once new SPS they released, but this 08 onwards, every 2 years term SAP releasing the new support pack. 09 will release next year. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you have anything, just call me. So personally, so I will explain it. Yeah, if you have any doubts or if you're stuck somewhere,
Sir,
so just ping me.
You told
We will keep in
BTP
touch.
like that, right? BTP.